Welcome to another tutorial. This is DJs on the beat. So today we are going to be talking about Kante. I got a lot of review on this to make the tutorial breakdown. So here it is, by popular demand. So so the first part to this, let's go with the shaker loops. So the shaker loops I'm using is just this one. So that's the shaker loops there. So the first thing on our dial here, that's the kick. It's just the normal kick. So the kick I'm using, for the kick I'm using 3 instances of different packs. So Sabasana, piano, these 3. So combining those 3, we have this. So just the regular count, 1 2 3 4. So the next one, percussion. So for the percussion, you can see it's quite cumbersome. So it's not about how it looks sometimes, it's about how you want it to look like. It's about how it sounds. So me having this now doesn't mean it's too much. So if I can control it, it's gonna sound fine. So this is what you have here. So another thing you watch out for is their frequency, because if everyone is, maybe all of these sparks now in the same frequency, when you play them together, there can be quite number of things that can happen. You can have something called complementary. You can have build up of the low. So maybe if you have a low instrument, when you have a high frequency instrument, they start clashing. There's something we call fizz. They start cancelling each other out, so you don't even hear which one you're playing. So but if you can, maybe when you're picking your packs out, pick different frequencies, so when you fit them together, they work as one. So you cannot do a general EQ, so you can fit it into the beat and to the vocals. So moving on to the next one, the tremolo signal. So the tremolo sounds like this. So the tremolo signal is gotten from Purity. That's Purity there. So Purity tremolo signal. I'm using this wide beep also. Wide beep. So it's gotten from fast synth, then wide beep. That's the second part to it. The next one you're going to be checking out is the keys. The keys here, I'm using Lounge Lizard and so I'm using Lounge Lizard. You can see Lounge Lizard and so that's is a stock plugin in FL. I'm using this preset MC Waterphone. That should be the last preset on keys. So this is what it sounds like. So the next keys we have is this. I'm using Scalar. Some people don't know Scalar has its own particular sound, so I used Scalar for this. I don't know what happened, but that day I was just searching for sounds and this resonated with me, so I had to leave it. So that's the second keys. The next one we're going to move, that's the pad. The part I'm using scalar also. So the scalar I'm using this celestial existence or something like that. Yeah. So it sounds like this. You can see it sound like the celestial being, not Irasta, but celestial being. So the next one we have now is the bass. So the bass now I'm using Hive. Hive is this one. It's also is a common plugin, just like the Sabon bass. So Hive too. So Hive now. I'm using this preset. What is it called? Hack hack the dark within. So it sounds like this. I can also call this a wrist bass, but it has a growlish part to it. So it's okay. So it sounded nice to me, so I had to leave it. The other part of it just for fills, the sax. I'm using for the sax, I'm using a sax slap too. So I'm using the bass layer. Another one. The bass has two parts to it actually. So the second part is this one. So that's the second part, the bass. So let's check over to the mixer side. Yeah, to the mixer side now. For the kick, I just have an EQ, boost some of this frequency here. To the percussion, I just did some EQ, take out some of the lows and give it some highs. So a little bit of reverb to put it in space. So this I'm using this limiter as this fruity limiter as a compressor here. So just glue the percussions together. The stabs, yeah. So I'm using an EQ, yeah. So the key, the sticks also I'm using an EQ on it just to take out most of the low end. Then this harshness here to take it out. The keys. So you might be wondering why is this key sounding lo-fi? So I'm using drip. On the drip I'm using this lo-fi. So that's what makes it sound that way. That I'm talking about the Lounge Lizard here. So Lounge Lizard is on mixer 5. So I'm using drip on it so it sounds lo-fi. The second keys I have nothing. So the ground keys I just had to take it out. So this is called Abbey Roads, the EQ star here. The next one is our pad. So I have to take out the highs and the lows, so it gives me illusion is underwater. So that's what I was going for. So the shakers, you always know I have my transient processor on my shakers. It makes it compact. So but for this I needed a little bit of, since I'm using just one shaker, so I had to put something of a stereo enhancer on it, so it has a bit of width. Yeah, for the tremolo signal, there's an EQ to take off the lows. It sounded too booming, so the mix, everything was sounding too bass, the bass was building up, so I had to start taking out most of the low ends of the major instrument. So and it's fitted fine in the beat, in the mix, so it's okay by me, and then left it. The next one, the same thing, just take out the highs and the lows so it fits better. The next one we're going to be talking about is the bass. So the bass now, and you should already know by now, I always sidechain my kick to the bass. Why am I doing this? To control the bass. When the kick hits, the bass ducks. So the kick has a presence in the mix, because every Afro beat or major mixes, your kick is kind of a pivot for every other person, every other instrument in the mix. So the kick is a pivot to every other person. So it's just like your count. So you give it more preference, and depends on the genre of the music you're working with. So the EQ style for this, for the bass, I took out most of the high end, only the lows. And for one reason, it's fitted fine and it's fine by me. So I had to use a compressor to control the transient of the bass, so to glue it together, and also a sidechain compressor for it. And the next one is the sax. So the sax, I did some funny things there. So I'm using a delay, a flanger, and a reverb on the sax. So I took out some of the low ends, dipped out some of the harsh frequency here, give it more hair, and then the delay, flanger, and reverb came in. So the next one is the feel. So um, maybe I'll be dropping the F4P so you see what's under the hood. The impact, the heat, the riser, and of course my signature. So you can see what I'm having on my signature. Too much, right? But it's all good. So that's pretty much about everything about Kante by Davido featuring Fave. So till next time you meet, peace out.